My name is Joshua, and I am from Imo State, Nigeria. I am using this medium to express my pains to the public about how I lost my precious close cousin Stella, who got married to an Anambra man, whose name is Paul, popularly known as Eke Odeguno Miami. Mr. Paul is a dealer in singlet wear and undies wear. He imports them and sells them to the retailers. Stella met Paul in a shopping mall where she went to purchase her groceries and some other items. They exchanged greetings, and from there they got along to the extent of exchanging phone numbers. From there, they started communicating, and that led to a serious relationship. This happened in early 2020 as at February. Now fast forward to November 2021. I was in my office when Stella called that she has become pregnant and that Paul is responsible. Now she doesn't know how to relate the pregnancy issue to her parents. She asked for my help to accompany her so they won't seriously be mad at her, for she have not for one day introduced her boyfriend to her parents, and now this happened. I fixed an appointment day so we could go to her parents to tender the matter and also seek for their forgiveness and blessings. On Wednesday evening, I went with Stella to my uncle's house, which is her father, to tender the news, but to the glory of God, due to my presence, she was asked to tell Paul her man to come with her people for the proper marriage rites and that the goods he purchased have arrived. Already before proceeding to my uncle's house, Stella had informed her man about the pregnancy test, and he was happy and excited. Stella moved in with Paul without him coming to see her parents and the kinsmen. Now fast forward to when Stella gave birth to a bouncing baby boy. She informed her mom about the delivery, and her mom went for a mugbo, but still she reminded her of the marriage rites, which is yet to be done. Now the persuasion kept on and on from Stella's parent to Stella. This constantly gives Stella a sleepless night. She does disturb her man about her marriage rites. Paul, on the other hand, is an importer and he is a rich and well-to-do man. Fast forward to July 2022, Mr. Paul gathered 4 of her elders and proceeded to Imo State with 1 bottle of wine for the collection of Pride list. Stella's parents were happy seeing Paul and his kinsmen collect the list. It all went successfully, and they told him to plan with his people and fix date for the proper marriage rite and then inform them via Stella on the day they would be coming so that him and his kinsmen would get ready for their coming. Ever since Mr. Paul collected the list from my uncles, he hasn't returned for the marriage rites, not until 2023 when Stella got pregnant again with the second child. My uncle and wife were pissed up, and that led to the family blaming Stella for not introducing the man in her life to the family at the initial stage and also giving them enough chance to make proper investigation about her man's family and lifestyles. Everything about their relationship went blind to Stella's family. Now, 9 months set in and Stella gave birth to another child. This time it was a triplets, a boy and 2 girls. They were discharged home from the hospital, and her mother was informed, and she immediately prepared for the omugbo due to the excitement attached to a childbearing. She put aside the marriage rights issue at that moment and went for the omugbo in peace. 2 months after delivery, Stella developed a postpartum complication, and she was rushed to the hospital immediately. Stella bled severely and was weakened due to that. She was transfused with 4 pints of blood, but after all the treatment she gave up the ghost, leaving 4 children in this world. This left a hole in the heart of my uncle and the elders in council. Stella, my beloved cousin, was transferred to the mortuary, and now, a week later, the elders of Umajola village seek the presence of Mr. Paul, their supposed in-law. Paul went to Stella family a month later to fix the burial date, which the kinsman refused to fix a burial date with him, but they told him that he would have to marry their daughter's corpse before she would be buried. Since he kept an adamant ears to their lament over a marriage rites of their late daughter Stella, they went ahead saying that history have it that Anambra men loves to take a woman on credit irrespective of their financial status. Paul was sad about the whole situation, but had no choice other than to do what he was told. Paul went home to tell his kinsman what he heard from Stella's kinsmen. A decision was taken because they had no other option than to do the needful. A week later, Paul went to Stella's family to see his late wife's kinsmen, and the date was fixed for the proper marriage rites, which was held on the 30th of October 2023. Full marriage rite was done, and the burial date was fixed. Finally Stella was put to rest and the 2 families later settled in peace to care for the children. Lessons from the story. As a young promising lady, learn to introduce your male friends to your family for proper investigation should in case it leads to marriage. Secondly, learn not to move in with a man without him fulfilling the proper marriage rites. For many young men and women lives like couples these days without being married. Be wise and always do things in the right way. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real-life stories as this.